What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about Nintendo's 2020, some recent announcements, and really what they might have been planning for this year from the start. We kind of have an idea now of maybe some announcements that could have happened earlier this year, and maybe what Nintendo was really planning for 2020, and how they really weren't able to go through with it because of all the things happening in the world. Now, it's been a while since I've talked to you guys about Nintendo news in a video like this, but of course the first thing that I gotta mention is the big Mario Direct that happened just a few days ago. And of course there were multiple Mario related announcements in it, but the two biggest things that came out from it is the fact that Super Mario 3D World is in fact coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's going to come early next year in February of 2021, and they even said that there's going to be new content that's going to be in this game called Bowser's Fury. We don't know much about it, but it looks kind of exciting. It kind of seems like that the world that they showed in the little teaser is going to be like an open type of world, kind of like the worlds in Super Mario Odyssey, so it definitely gets me very excited and I can't wait to learn more about the game. It even said on Nintendo's website that there's supposedly online multiplayer, so if you could like stream that with your friends and stuff, it could be really fun to play, so I'm definitely looking forward to that game. And then of course the other big announcement is the Mario collection that we've kind of all been seeing as a rumor for the longest time was finally officially announced. So Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy are all going to be coming onto the Nintendo Switch, and this was actually announced so close to when it comes out. It's literally going to come out on September 18th, which is in just a couple days, so it was really crazy how they did that announcement so close to when it was actually going to release. Now with the Mario collection, I'm definitely excited for it, but I know that there are some mixed opinions about it online. The one thing that I've seen a lot of people talking about is they feel like that the value isn't really there because you're paying for old games and they're basically just kind of upscaled. So I can kind of understand where people are coming from with this mindset. But the thing that I'm thinking about is if you try getting these games on eBay right now with Super Mario 64's original cartridge, the original disc for Super Mario Sunshine, and the original disc for Super Mario Galaxy, all of these games are not going to be $60. In fact, you're probably going to be paying close to $150 to $200 if you want to get all three of these games. And the fact that Nintendo has a collection for all three of them, these are classic games that a lot of people love, and just for $60 to get all three of those, I think that it's a really good value. The only other thing that people don't like, and this one I can actually agree with, is how they kind of have this for a limited time, where Nintendo basically said that you're only going to be able to get the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection from the day that it comes out on September 18th to the end of March 31st of 2021. And so that's the only time that it's going to be available in stores and even on the Nintendo eShop. So once that day comes, basically it's going to be taken off of store shelves and it's going to be removed from the eShop and you're no longer going to be able to get it. And you already know people on eBay are going to be putting this up for like $300, $400. So I definitely don't like how they're doing that because it's kind of creating that false sense of urgency where it's like, this is a limited time thing, it's only going to be here for a little bit, I have to get this game, and they're kind of doing that to create false hype, so a lot of people are going out and getting this Mario collection. So that's like the only thing that I kind of don't like about this, and I can agree with people who are disappointed by it, but in terms of like the actual collection itself, I'm actually fine with that. And then the other Nintendo announcement was something that happened just yesterday, and that's a brand new Zelda game that's actually going to be Nintendo's holiday game for this year. It's coming out in November of 2020, and this was just so crazy because I don't think anybody was expecting this in just a couple days after this whole entire Mario collection was announced, but we're actually going to be getting a brand new Hyrule Warriors game, which takes place 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, and it's a really cool game called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for this game. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. I'm just so excited because of how they're going to go about this game, because of how it takes place 100 years before the events of Breath of the Wild. Like, that's so cool to me because it's going to be like an entire trilogy now by the time that everything comes out. We're going to have an entire Breath of the Wild saga where we have this Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity as the prequel. We have Breath of the Wild, the original, as like what happens in that game. And then we're going to have a whole sequel as to what happens after. It's just going to be so exciting, and I can't wait to see what this game is going to have in store. Now, there were some people that were a little bit disappointed as to how this is a Hyrule Warriors game, and they were saying that they don't really like the gameplay in that game, and I can kind of understand that, but to me, in terms of like the story or the lore perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Like, obviously 100 years ago when Calamity Ganon first attacked, you can expect him to bring in a whole horde of troops and enemies that are going to be coming at you, and of course with you just being Link and Zelda and the champions, you just have like a small little army of characters that are going to be trying to fend off against all of those, so it makes a lot of sense in terms of that. But at this point, I wouldn't even really get this game if you're gonna be like not a fan of Hyrule Warriors. I would just get this game to be like if you're a Zelda fan and wanting to learn about what actually happens 100 years in the past and seeing what this game is all about, because you already know when the sequel comes out they're definitely gonna make references to this game about stuff that character said or anything like that. So I think that it's just gonna be very exciting in terms of that, and that's probably why I'm gonna be picking this game up. But even the gameplay of it doesn't look so bad to me. I think it's probably still gonna be pretty fun. And the last bit of information that I want to talk to you guys about is really what Nintendo's 2020 could have been this year, and maybe what Nintendo was planning, because we have a little bit of evidence now as to maybe some stuff that could have been delayed and what Nintendo might have really been planning all along. So in the Mario Direct that happened a couple days ago, there was something that was announced as an in-game event for Super Mario Maker 2, but the interesting thing is that if we actually take a look on the website where this information was found for Super Mario Maker 2, if we look at the date that this event is available, it actually says on the website that this event runs from April 14th to April 21st. And so this doesn't make sense because this event was just announced a couple days ago in September, but this is making a lot of people think that maybe this event was actually planned to be in April from the start, and maybe Nintendo was actually going to announce this earlier, but because of everything happening in the world and the virus impacting them, it had to be delayed, and that's why they had to make the announcement now in September. And to be honest, I can definitely see that being the case. With Super Mario's 35th anniversary, whenever there's an anniversary for any Nintendo franchise really, it's supposed to be a year-long celebration, all throughout the year. You guys remember the year of Luigi that happened? That entire year, there was a whole bunch of Luigi-related stuff that happened all throughout the year. You can't tell me that Super Mario's 35th anniversary this year, they were just gonna shove everything towards the end of the year in September. They definitely probably wanted to have a lot of stuff throughout the whole entire year with Super Mario Maker 2 and other Mario related things, but they just weren't able to because of the way that 2020 has been for so many people, and that's why they had to just delay all of it. And the last thing that I have here are some tweets from Emily Rogers, and Emily Rogers has been very credible in the past. She's gotten many things correct. Of course, there have been some things that she's gotten incorrect as well, but this isn't really anything in terms of leaking information, but rather just information about what Nintendo's plan might have been for 2020. And she had a couple of tweets here where she was basically saying, before COVID-19, the original plan for Pikmin 3 was in the spring and summer release. That's why April and May were empty. That was supposed to be Pikmin Spot. October was not the original release month for Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 in October might mean that something on the schedule has to move to early 2021, January or February. And she was basically saying, so if COVID hadn't happened, the first half of the year would have been almost no gaps. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore in January, Animal Crossing in March, Pikmin 3 in April or early May, Xenoblade in late May, Clubhouse games in early June, and Paper Mario in July. But of course, with COVID-19 happening this year and the virus and everything, Pikmin 3 apparently got delayed and got moved to October, which is why it's going to be coming out next month. And she's basically saying that something else was delayed from this year into next year. And I think that she even said that the game that she felt that got delayed from 2020 into early 2021 was Super Mario 3D World for the Nintendo Switch, and we know now that that game is officially going to be coming out in early 2021 next year, so who knows, maybe that actually was supposed to be coming out this year. I actually think that that makes a lot of sense. If Pikmin 3 was supposed to be earlier this year, then maybe Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury was supposed to be the October title right before Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That would have definitely made Nintendo's 2020 much better, but I think that overall this year still hasn't been so bad. I think with the virus impacting many things, Nintendo has still been pretty good at putting out a decent lineup this year, so I'm actually pretty good with this. I'm not super angry about the games. Of course it could have been better, but of course this all wasn't supposed to be the plan anyway, so I'm sure it was supposed to be much more exciting. But with what we got, I'm not really complaining. I'm actually looking forward to many of these games, and I'm definitely going to be picking them up. And so there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on the recent Nintendo announcements and a little bit of insight as to maybe what Nintendo was planning for this year from the start. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please be sure to click that like button and also comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of this. What do you guys think of all the Mario information, the Age of Calamity Hyrule Warriors game, as well as the possibility of Nintendo's 2020 getting shifted around and what they might have had planned from the start? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Nintendo content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.